Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be doing this a little bit earlier than I normally do. I think this is coming out on the, what day is it? It is the 23rd, 24th, 25th. This is coming out on the 25th and normally this was supposed to come out on Wednesday instead of Sunday, but I have nothing else ready. Nothing else is ready. I'm still reading my book box books. I'm still doing the Fairy Loot Purge. I just got so overwhelmed with mood reading and wanting to do things for Escape the Readathon that a lot of stuff is going to shift into June. So June is going to be packed with a lot of things because it'll be early in the month, Fairy Loot Purge, and book box books, reading them from the previous month. So it's gonna be packed. June is gonna be packed. But I had a fun time in May. Like, May is almost over. I had such a fun time with Escape the Readathon, but now it's back to our normal programming. I think you'll still have, I'm debating. I think I'm gonna do one more Escape the Readathon vlog, I think is my idea, because I just don't have that much for just a week 3. So I think I'm gonna do week 3 and week 4 together and make it an influenced episode 3 episode, because I am reading Silver Elite. You can see the stack, like I'm behind on things. I said it before, this is not an aesthetic channel, okay? So I'm reading Silver Elite and I want to read The Wind Weaver and Shield of Sparrows, and I've been influenced so bad to read those. So I think that'll make a really good influenced episode 3 mixed with Escape the Readathon's week 3 and 4. So that's kind of my plan, and that's why this is coming out Sunday instead of Wednesday. But we are going to be looking at all the new books in June, and there are so many. There are so many new books coming out in June. I am so excited for like most of these. And yeah, we're just gonna get right into it. And yeah, so we're just gonna get right into it and we're gonna start with June 3rd. It's gonna be weird. It's just gonna be behind me. So I know it's like me not looking at it, but I'll try and turn as I'm doing this. But this is just how it works with this stupid computer. Because if I did turn you all the way, you would see a lot of mess, and I don't really want to deal with that right now. So again, this is going to be non-aesthetic video where I'm not actually looking at the thing. So the first thing coming out on June 3rd is Beautiful Maddening by Shay Earnshaw, who is one of my favorite authors. I love her books. I am a little bit nervous. I have loved 2 out of the 3 books that I read, and the 3rd book was like fine. Like, I still had a good time with it. It just wasn't a 5-star. But this sounds so good, and I'll pretty much pick up anything Shay Earnshaw writes. I still need to read A Wilderness of Stars. I keep putting it off because my expectations are so high, but I'm really excited about this one. And her stories are always these like romantic tragedy kind of things. Like, sometimes they don't end in tragedy, but they feel hauntingly tragic and beautiful. And there's normally some sort of paranormal aspect of this. So this is a haunting romantic contemporary fantasy about a teen navigating her family's love curse that blooms with her enchanted tulips every year. So yeah, that sounds pretty spot on. She also does a lot of nature stuff. So I think pretty much every story that I've read so far has something to do with the woods or a lake or forests. Yeah, everything has something to do with nature, so it seems like tulips potentially this time. Next up, we have The Listeners. I don't know about this one. This is Maggie Stiefvater's, I think, adult. See, it's historical fiction, and I already didn't love the Shiver series. I read that when I was a lot younger, and I didn't even like that when I was a kid, so I doubt I'd like it now. And it just felt like a weird Twilight ripoff, but I don't know what came first. Like, I don't know if Twilight or Shiver came first, which is interesting. Like, I've never looked that up. But all I know is I read Twilight first, and then I tried reading Shiver next, and I was not a fan of it. And then I also read the first book in the Raven Boy series, and I really didn't like it that much either. Like, I was kind of bored, and honestly, I was a little bit confused for a lot of the book. I just think there's something in her writing that I just don't really, like, mesh with. Sometimes that happens. There's just some authors where the writing style and the plotting just doesn't work for you. Stephen Graham Jones and Ava Reed are good examples. And I think Maggie Stiefvater is in there, so I'm very hit or miss about whether I want to actually read this one or not. And again, it feels very historical, so I don't know. I'm very, very torn. Dazzles in this mesmerizing portrait of an irresistible heroine, an unlikely romance, and a hotel in a world in peril. Takes place in 1942 at the Avalon Hotel and Spa in the wilds of West Virginia. So she's kind of keeping her, like, she's kind of, again, she's another author that does a lot of woodsy things. Local girl turned general manager has guided the Avalon skillfully through the first pangs of war. Oh, and it's a wartime story. Those are also generally not something I'm a fan of. We also apparently have an FBI agent, Tucker Minnick, whose coal tattoo hints at an Appalachian past. Presses his ears to the hotel's walls, listening to the diplomat's secrets. So, I don't know. This just seems meh to me. It says fantasy. So I'm curious about this one. I probably will try it, but I don't know about this one. Next, coming out on June 3rd, Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I haven't read any of her like backlist books before Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. None of them have really like spoken to me. I really need to though. I feel like I'll love them because I gave Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo is one of my all-time favorite books, 5-star. Carrie Soto is back, one of my all-time favorite books, 5-star. And then Malibu Rising was a 4-star. That one definitely felt more historical and family dynamic. I like when it focuses on a single person. So Evelyn Hugo focused really on Evelyn Hugo and her life. Carrie Soto's back, focused on Carrie Soto. Malibu Rising was multiple siblings, and that is what kind of lost me in the story, but the style and the writing was still fantastic. So I'm so excited for Atmosphere, and I love that it's like, isn't it like a female astronaut? Epic new novel set against the backdrop of the 1980s space shuttle program about the extraordinary lengths we go to live and love beyond our limits. So our main character Joan burns to be one of the few people to go into space and is selected from a pool of applicants in the 1980s, and then she begins training at the Houston's Johnson Space Center. I'm just so excited. So excited. I think it just sounds so good. I'm very excited. So anyway, I'm definitely gonna get this and probably read this like immediately. I don't know about this one. The Ghostwriter by Julie Clark. I have not enjoyed a Julie Clark yet, I don't think. Let me double check. I'm pretty sure I've given both books I've read by her 3 stars. Yeah, The Last Flight and The Lies I Tell, both 3 stars. I really don't remember them at all. So that does not bode well for this book, but it's already got a 4.24, which is really good. So I probably will pick this up on audio. And I like the horror aspects of this. It's not really listed as horror. Horror is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 down on the line, which is pretty far down. So it's probably not going to be a ton of horror. But our main character is a ghostwriter, and she is the child of a legendary horror author. And he was the prime suspect in the brutal slaying of his siblings. That sounds really good. Olivia reluctantly agrees to ghostwrite her father's last book, not realizing she'll be forced to reckon with the ghosts that live at the center of her family. Like, it sounds really good. I just don't trust it, but we're gonna try it. This, I love this cover. Ladies' Night by Amy Kaufman, who I love her writing, and Megan Spooner. Looks like this is a young adult fantasy. Undeniably fierce, unforgettably funny, unapologetically queer feminist romp through the England of medieval legend. That sounds so good. Spooner brings readers along on an epic quest for valor, freedom, and above all, love. A Knight's Tale meets the Lady Jane series with a dash of The Great. So I love The Great. I love A Knight's Tale. Not a fan of the Lady Jane series, but 2 out of 3 is pretty good. I think this is going to be a really, really fun sapphic story about knights. Oh, this one I'm so excited about. Forgery Fate by Elizabeth Lim. I have liked generally. Elizabeth Lim is also complicated. Let's see. I get really excited about her books, but then sometimes they do fall a little flat. So 6 Crimson Cranes, I gave 4 stars. Spin the Dawn, I gave 4 stars. And then I think Unravel the Dusk, I think it was like a 3.5. And then The Dragon's Promise was a 3. So I love the first books in her series. And then I generally feel meh about the second book. Like, they're never as good as the first book, which is not something you want from a duology. I feel like you always want the second book to like build on the first book and be like, oh my god, this is amazing, this is so much better, because it's like expanding the world that you already like. So that is a concern, but it sounds really good. Romantic fantasy inspired by Beauty and the Beast about a girl who paints the future and a cursed dragon lord bound by love and deception in a plot to bring down the gods. Sounds like her writing. Sounds like her style. Next we have Fallen Gods, and this is a scary one. This is a scary one. It is a romantasy, and it does have fancy edges and is pretty, and that immediately, and it's by Red Tower, it immediately makes me suspicious. Like, immediately suspicious. I am a little less suspicious now that I've like enjoyed Silver Elite so far, and I like Games Gods Play, so that makes me a little like, okay, there are some romantasy that I am enjoying that are also very pretty, because have not had a lot of luck with Red Tower after Assistant to the Villain and the Games Gods Play. Like, everything else I've not liked, so that's a little scary. So I'm nervous, but this sounds really good. And this is Norse mythology, which is really fun. I love the cover. The cover looks so cool. Our main character is Liv Olsen, has been drawn to Norse mythology her entire life. After earning her degree, and working as a curator at one of New York's most prestigious museums, she gets an unexpected offer for her dream job in Norway, the same place her brother disappeared months ago after a cryptic message about finding their long-lost father. A mystery in a romantasy. I love that. I love that. So she goes and she apparently is surrounded by suspicious townspeople. Refused to even look at the water. Huh. This actually sounds pretty great. Her life quickly unravels into chaos. She's left wondering who's pulling the strings in the mysterious place where nothing makes sense. Oh, and she has a boss. Oh, okay. To top it off, her new boss, Tristan, is insultingly mean and engagingly beautiful. Suspicious, and must live with him in his mansion. That makes me a little I'm not the biggest fan of like power dynamics. They have to be done really, really well, and it has to feel like there's not actually a power dynamic. So like, I know this is gonna be like a really weird example, but Vampire Academy, you have mentor and mentee, but he really can't boss her around that much. So that's why I'm like okay with that. Silver Elite, I was fine with it until I'm 75% into that book. The power dynamic is switching so that it does seem more obvious there is like a discrepancy in power in this relationship, and I'm starting to like get annoyed by that and not liking that. So that makes me nervous for this because yeah, power dynamics sometimes are a little icky for me. Oh, I'm so excited about this. Heir of Storms. It is the first in the Stormweaver series. It is pretty, but it's not like super decked out. Like I feel like it's like just normal pretty with sprayed edges. Red Queen meets Shadow and Bone in this explosive start to a young adult romantic-y trilogy about dangerous magic, forbidden love, and a cutthroat competition for the throne in an empire where crowns are not inherited, they're won. Competition, you said it's like Red Queen and Shadow and Bone. I'm sold. And then this one looks so cute. I love this cover. Nobody in particular. Young royals meets the prince and me when a disgraced princess falls for a new student at their all-girls boarding school, but the two must hide their forbidden love at all costs. It's so cute. That definitely kind of sounds like The Prince and Me, which is one of my favorite movies. Like it's one of those comfort movies that I put on and I'm obsessed with it. I love it. That was everything for June 3rd. We are moving on to June 10th. And first up is King of Ashes by S.A. Cosby. I do have an ALC of this, which I'm very excited to read. I'm probably going to listen to it closer to the actual release date. I'm really bad. There's like certain books that I will read really early if I'm really, really excited about them. Like I just got approved for Thief of Night, which is the second book in the Book of Night series, which I'm so excited about because I actually liked Book of Night. I feel like I'm one of the only people I gave it like a 3.5. I actually enjoyed it, but I love Holly Black's writing like a lot. So I'm not that surprised that I liked it more than the general person, but I am so excited because I think the next book is going to be amazing. Like where Book of Night left off, the next one's going to be great. So that one I'm probably going to read early, but otherwise I do try to read them a little bit closer to the date so I can give kind of like my review as it's coming out. But yeah, so this is the next S.A. Cosby. I really loved All the Sinners Bleed. That was so good. It was very gritty and it was a lot more about family dynamics and the dynamics of the town that they lived in than the actual like mystery, which I found was interesting. So I'm kind of expecting potentially a little bit of similar for this. A Godfather-inspired Southern crime epic and dazzling family drama. Yeah, pretty much sounds exactly like the other book. So I am very curious what's going to happen in this one. Roman begins his work for the criminals while Navia, his sister, tries to uncover the long ago mystery of what happened to their mother, who disappeared when they were teenagers. But Roman is far less of a pushover than the gangsters realize. He's willing to do anything to save his family, anything, because everything burns. Yeah, definitely sounds family drama and mystery as usual. So I am very excited. It definitely, at least the book that I read so far, leans more like literary thriller than actual like mystery thriller. Next is Lady or the Tiger, a twisty, darkly seductive murder mystery starring a teenage killer whose trial in the Wild West is upended when her first victim, her husband, arrives alive with a story to tell. That's all I need to know. That's all I need to know about that one. But that sounds so cool. This one, it's literally just the cover and the fact that they're on a cruise ship. I actually don't think anything else about this book sounds interesting because it's not stuff that I generally like. But the fact that it's a cruise ship and I love cruises, like I can't stop looking at this book. Like I constantly scroll past this one and I'm like, I want to get this as an ARC, but then I choose not to because I don't need to read this as an ARC. Never Been Shipped. A band reunion may be enough to change two musicians' tune on love in this electric romance. I think it's like a second chance romance, which is not, I don't like second chance romances. And they are on board of a ship and basically working on the ship. So yeah, not a fan of the idea behind this, but I love cruise ships. And then the one everybody is excited for, I think this is one of our book club picks, Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm definitely one of those people who loves V.E. Schwab's adult releases, Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, Gallant is a mix of all three. It was like middle grade, young adult, and adult all at the same time. So I'm just gonna count it as adult right now. But loved both of those. And I just love her style of writing. Like, I'm so excited. And it's fantasy vampires. It sounds so good. And it's taking place in 3 different timelines. And I love that it says this is a story about hunger, 1532. This is a story about love, 1827. And this is a story about rage, 2019. So excited. I just don't want to know that much. I don't want to know that much about this. Next up, we have June 17th, and the first one is The Mercy Makers. I love this cover. Why does this author sound familiar? Tessa Gratton? Have I read something by them? No. Oh, okay. I've seen this one. I have not read it yet. That's why they look familiar. I love this cover. I think it looks beautiful. This is an adult fantasy book. A talented heretic must decide between the pursuit of forbidden magic or the ecstasy of forbidden love in the start of a sweeping romantic epic fantasy trilogy. I almost said duology. It literally says trilogy and I almost said duology. I'm a little nervous that it's already 3.8 with only 50 ratings. That seems not great. But I love the idea. We're still gonna try it out. Sounds Like Love by Ashley Poston. I feel like everybody knows this one's coming out. Everyone's really excited about this one. A hit-making songwriter and a bitter musician share a startling and inexplicable connection that they'll do anything to shake in this next sparkling magical book from Ashley Poston. I just like how Ashley Poston writes. It's cute. I have like all of her books. I just haven't read that many of them. Like, I read her like young adult series that I absolutely love, the Geek and the Con series, something like that. That one's so adorable, the young adult one. And then I don't know if I've actually read an adult one from her, even though I own like all of them. I should probably actually change that and actually read one of her adult romance books. And then this one sounds so cool. This Princess Kills Monsters, The Misadventures of a Fairy Tale Stepsister. This sounds so good. I actually also have an arc of this one that I am excited about, or an e-arc of it. A princess with a mostly useless magical talent takes on horrible monsters, a dozen identical masked heroes, and a talking lion in a quest to save a kingdom and herself in this affectionate satire of the Grimm brothers fairy tale, The 12 Huntsmen. I think it sounds great. I think the cover is beautiful. Like, I'm so excited about this cover. And we are on to our final date, June 24th, and the first one is Don't Let Him In. I personally will not be reading this one. I have not liked Elisa Jewell yet. I say I'm not going to read it, and then I'm going to end up reading it. Yeah, I might read it. I shouldn't. I might read it. So far, I haven't liked Elisa Jewell yet, though. I think I've DNF too, and then I gave None of This Is True like 1 star last year, so I probably shouldn't read it. 3 women are connected by one man in this kaleidoscopic thriller. This one just has to sound really, really good. Nina, Martha, and Ash are on a collision course with a shocking truth that is far darker than anyone could have imagined, and all 3 are about to wish they had heeded the same warning. Don't let him in, but the past won't stay buried forever. Who knows? I might read this. I don't know. This is one that I just saw from Lexi's video. If you want more thriller horror stuff coming out soon, go to Books with Lexi. I got this one from her list. I didn't know this was coming out. This sounds so cool. Smile for the Cameras. This is definitely, again, my type of horror book, hopefully. An actress desperate to reclaim her fame must survive the real-life plot of the horror movie that made her famous in this psychologically twisted locked room thriller influenced by 90s slasher films. Every single thing in there is a trigger word for me that I love. Like, I am so excited about it. We have a locked room, we have an actress, we have a real life plot of a horror movie that is happening, and then a 90s slasher film situation. Please, like, please. I'm so excited, and I love the cover. I think the cover is really cool. Next is The Compound. This says it's a thriller. It seems a little literary and just kind of weird. You wake up in a compound in the middle of the desert along with 9 other women. All of you are young, all beautiful, all keen to escape the grinding poverty, political unrest, and environmental catastrophe of the outside world. You realize that cameras are tracking your every move, broadcasting to millions of reality TV fans. Soon, 10 men will arrive on foot if they all survive the journey. What will you have to do to win, and what happens to the losers? Lord of the Flies meets Love Island in this explosive, addictive debut novel as bingeable as the best reality TV, with dark undercurrents of literary dystopia and consumerist satire. Sounds so good. Sounds so good. I loved Lord of the Flies, and I also love watching Love Island. I don't like really watch it. I kind of put it in the background. It's not my favorite of the reality shows, but I definitely do like to watch it sometimes. So I think this sounds amazing. I also think I have an e-arc of this one as well. Then we have The Ex-Girlfriend Murder Club. In this laugh out loud murder mystery, 3 women dating the same man band together to get revenge, but when they discover his body, they'll need to solve his murder before they go down for it. I think this sounds cute. I'm always up for like a cute mystery to kind of like palate cleanse for all the other stuff that I'm reading. It sounds adorable. And like it could be really funny. Like this, I will like this as long as it's funny. Like it needs to be funny. And then the very last book that I have for you for June is A Treachery of Swans, an enthralling sapphic retelling of Swan Lake for fans of Alison Saft and V.E. Schwab, which makes me nervous because Alison Saft, again, another author that I just don't like their writing style and the way that they plot things, but I love V.E. Schwab. Magic has long been outlawed in Oriel. Odile has always known she'd be the one to restore it. The fate of the kingdom depends on her making the right choice. Yeah, I love this cover too. This is a stunning cover. It's creepy and beautiful all at the same time. So excited about that. And that wraps up everything that we have for you in June. I feel like there's a ton of stuff and then it kind of like, it did taper off towards the end of the month, but I feel like that's how it always is. Like the first Tuesday of the month is always like big release date and then it tapers off a little bit. But I'm so excited. I feel like there's so many things that I want to read, which is bad because I already have so many things that I need to read. I feel like this year I've been really enjoying the new releases. I feel like I struggled a little bit last year with some of the new releases, but anytime I read a new release this year, I feel like I'm having more fun with it than I did last year. So I'm enjoying that aspect, but I need the publishers to stop putting out so many good things. So anyway, definitely let me know down below if I missed any. I'm always looking for more recommendations. It is definitely possible I missed some. There's just so many books that are coming out. It's hard to find all of them. Make sure you like the video if you enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe so you miss any future content. I do this video every single month. And I think I forgot to do the emojis in the last video. If you have made it to the end of this, how about is there a stack of books? If there's not a stack of books, just do a book. But if there's a stack of books, do a stack of books because we went over a ton of books and I'm going to be buying a lot of books and they're gonna stack up. So anyway, if you don't have anything to say or you just want to let me know that you're here, definitely leave an emoji of a stack of books in the comments and I will be very happy to see it. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day and I'll see you in the next one.